I have a darkly optimistic perspective on I guess the state of Christianity right now. I think there are going to be a lot more people falling away from the faith, and not only falling away from the faith. I think there's going to be a lot more people kind of living with dead faith. And what I mean by dead faith is it's a faith that doesn't change how you live. It just checks boxes. So if somebody was to ask you, "Are you a Christian?" you would check the box of a Christian. But how does that translate into how you live and what you do and what you pursue? In a dead faith, it really doesn't have any effect. You're just checking the box of a believer. And it sounds dark. That's why I said darkly optimistic. I think that's where we're headed. Either people falling away from the faith, or more and more people having this checkbox version of Christianity. Now, why am I optimistic about it? That sounds like kind of cynical. It sounds dark because there's a scripture about the murderer, but Jesus basically says, be careful when everybody speaks good of you, when everybody likes you. And I think we live in a world right now where Christianity is, the number one religion. Everybody and the mama is a Christian. And I think it's because, unfortunately, what it means to be a Christian has been able to be open to interpretation, to whatever you want it to mean. I was reading this book by Scott McKnight called The Blue Parakeet, going back over again. And one of the things he mentions is that scripture is kind of like a Rorschach test. I don't know if you've seen those Rorschach tests where they show you a picture and it's basically like, okay, what do you see? And then some people may say, I see an ink blot. Some people may say, I see a butterfly, XYZ. But it's like the way we kind of handle scripture and our faith is really like a Rorschach test. Like, oh, I see it as this. Oh, I see it as that. And really what we see is a reflection a lot of times of what we already believe. And so I think, and this is what I mean by darkly optimistic, many people will be confronted with the inconvenience of what it really means to follow God, and they will walk away. And not that I want people to walk away or freak everybody else as long as I'm good, nothing like that. But I think there will at least be clarity on what it actually means to be a believer.